see if this works. Okay, looks like it's working. So, welcome to an interesting video / stream of Stories, The Path of Destinies. Looked like an interesting game, and when I was offered it, I figured, sure, I'll check it out and give it the good old college try. Unfortunately, right now this is a preview build, and so I can't access options, which means can't really change the settings, so if the game plays sluggishly, it's probably due to my computer being somewhat out of date.
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loudhailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven
Man,
horribly.
the narrator's loving this.
Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life!" it cawed. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time, unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper?
So they put it on heavy initially, but yeah, this is a game of choice. You have to choose between which path you want to take. So it definitely gives you a sort of choose your own adventure feeling.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
I do like the narration and just the general feel for the story. It feels really cute and charming. Now we actually got to get to the gameplay, though, which I'm hoping will start soon, because I actually need something to judge. Long load times. Ah, there we go. That should be the start of a round.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But
oh man, my computer must be really old.
where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
This is almost like a isometric RPG, except this is controller based and it's
so clickable.
It's controller based and it's more action based. It's more like a 3D beat 'em up than anything.
That ought to be enough for a proper sword, he thought?
A button makes you dash. I'm guessing dash is more of an invincibility thing. Got this thing. I don't know what this thing does. I'm guessing it's a grapple hook for getting enemies. Then you got sword
It was
swipes.
good to practice your moves, thought Renato. Keeps you limber.
And magic buffs for your sword with R2. Shoulder buttons don't do anything. Deep.
Sharp? Check. Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword?
Looks like you got two swords, fire sword and regular sword. Let's stick with the fire sword for now. See, hero sword. Current level 1 looks badass. Level 2 offers a heal. Firestorm is at maximum level, can't use that. Don't have anything for Winterthorn or Voidblade. Let's upgrade Hero Sword.
His trusty old sword was always a little better when he sharpened it.
Looks like you have a couple things you can customize your game with. I'm trying to figure out what system is that, but I don't recall off the top of my head. But yeah, now we have a heal sword. Let's see what General Vandalism brings us. Ah, no skill points, but there's a leveling system. Hook shot lets you navigate gaps and pull enemies. Dash will stun and knock people down. Oh wait, that's the levels. Attack immediately when the previous attack has landed to land a perfect strike bonus damage and double combo bonus. Slow down time after successful counter. Counterattacks cause damage. Alright, this is interesting. I gotta figure out how counters work, because that feels like this is gonna be an important part of combat. See any items here? Nah, that's a cliff I can't reach.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
Ooh, wow, that feels good. Definitely has a really God of War feeling to it. It's very slow combat, but really punchy. Let's see what this sword does.
Really bring out your arms. The Ravens had taken the town. Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding.
Doesn't look like there's camera control, so I can't get around views like that, unfortunately. Hopefully they fix that in the release build. Haven't seen where penguins before, says Von Jiggles. Not sure what you mean. I like the combat, at least. Hopefully it has more technique to it, because right now it feels kind of button mashy. Maybe there'll be more stuff when I unlock it, but we'll see. There's Pyro says, this is very saturated with color. I know, I love it. Color is something video games don't have nowadays, and it makes me smile.
The village was silent. Empty. No cows lowed, no chickens clucked. It was eerie. The villagers had fled from the fleet, taking everything they could. They must have heard what the Ravens did to civilians. Renato hoped they'd found safety.
Von Jiggle says the enemies look like an animal called a penguin. Ah, I see. They're actually ravens, which doesn't really matter. They're just big enemies that you beat up for funsies. Oh man, I wish my computer was a little better, because this frame rate jittering it's kind of messing with me. Ooh. Fire essence and ore. That probably means I could get another sword upgrade. Hello, Nox Prophet and other viewers. Welcome to this special preview stream for Stories, The Path of Destinies. It's a new game coming out within a week, and it looks interesting so far. It's a shame that my computer's having a hard time running it. I think it might be because I'm also streaming it, so take that what you will. You know what, let's take a quick look at my metrics, just to get a feel for how performance works. Oh my, this game is using roughly 30% CPU and 1 gig of memory, which makes sense. That's a lot of CPU power, though, for a game. Also, this game showed off a PS4 controller, but you could totally use a PS3 or a 360 controller, which is what I'm using right now. The game is supposed to have keyboard and mouse support on release, but right now this is just a preview build, so they don't have that implemented quite yet. Huh, only 2 ore. That's unfortunate. And also the blood chest. What is this? They said you could use the grapple hook to navigate, but I haven't been able to do that yet. I'm wondering when that's gonna happen. Velvet interior? Nah. This is 2 ore and water essence. I think I could get a frost tooth now. Yeah, who cares about this guy we gotta save? Let's jump in a well. There is indeed a crafting system. It's rather basic, but it's, you know, it's a progression system. Think of it more like, what's a good example? I really can't think of a good example right now, but it's a very basic crafting system meant to, you know, gate progress so you don't get stupidly powerful on crafting. It's not like Minecraft crafting where it's just a bunch of fluff with no substance.
Anyone put his slinky collection in a strongbox, thought Renato. Any magic slinkies? Oh, there was something else.
As I was saying, it's not like Minecraft crafting where it's just a lot of fluff but no substance, and it's not like other games where you could get around crafting systems and get super powerful, like, say, Muramasa the Demon's Blade. It's just, you know, a simple progression gate. Come here. I made a move that I'm not really sure how I did. There's no lock-on in this game, so you really have to keep direction based on enemies.
He was in a swirl of newly remembered knowledge. He needed to focus.
Teleglitch has a similar crafting system, says Noxious Prophet. Yeah, that's a good example, actually. You get items and you craft new items to get stuff. Risen Pyro says Dark Cloud 2 crafting. Yeah, but without the EXP grind that you need in Dark Cloud 2. Because if I remember right, in Dark Cloud 2, you really needed to get EXP for your weapons up so you could level them up.
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Now we have a leveling system, so we can make our hook better. I can steal people's shields. Oh, that's right. In this build, they give you the dash ability right off the bat, but normally you have to play the game and level it up. I could increase combo potential, I could cause damage on counterattack, or I could run faster. Since I'm not quite sure how combos work yet, I'm gonna go with speed just to
Missed his
expedite
old
things.
skills. He welcomed them back like he was at a reunion.
Speed is also a good thing because that means you get to move around easier, not to rely on dash meters. Now this cart is how you, this is your workbench and this is how you upgrade stuff. I don't have quite enough yet for Winterthorn. And I have nothing for Void Blade, so can't really upgrade yet. No gems yet either. Curses. This looks like, yep, it's a battle arena. Let's see if, there we go. So when an enemy, I'll see it after I do this fight.
Ooh, Renato hated warlocks. The way they stayed back and lobbed pain and death from a distance. Cowards. Really dangerous, effective cowards.
Ooh. This dash is gonna be really good for taking on warlocks.
Renato wondered where he could find a snack. He was feeling a bit
peckish.
What do you mean peckish? You just ate like 8 fucking... Oh, what's the... 8 pumpkins, not jack-o'-lanterns. She ate like 8 pumpkins on the way here. And what was... Oh, yeah. Apparently parrying in this game is you have to wait till somebody has an exclamation point over their head, and then you just attack them and you'll interrupt their shot.
Renato felt a chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
I do like the narrator in this game. He's pretty cool. He's really enjoying his work. He's not like just doing this for a
Renato
paycheck.
went to the china shop. For some reason, the owner was always nervous.
Can I heal like this? Yeah, I could only get 9 health out of that. Energy seems hard to come by.
Let's make this quick. I'm on my break in literally 2 minutes.
Easy. Risen Pyro says he's going to add this to his Steam wishlist. It's interesting. I'd like to see where this goes. Hopefully they add more options outside of this preview build that'll allow me to, you know, play the game at a smoother rate. If I had one complaint right now, it seems like its optimization is shaky from this preview build. Who are you?
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming.
You're just casually playing solitaire.
Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now,
Are we working towards
I got a
something? Yeah,
brilliant
rescuing
plan
this
to
guy.
kidnap Zenobia.
We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That's not a
Capture
plan,
the
that's a
Emperor's
dream.
greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter. That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
So, as I mentioned before, this game has choices, and choices determine where you go. I could continue down our bunny friend's deluded path and try to kidnap a princess, or I could try to go for an ultimate weapon. Let's see how far this crazy train goes.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in Sword Fu school. And you're still mad for her. The rabbit reminded him. They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew. But she'd never told him who she really was.
She knows all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the master spy.
She won't give them up easily.
She'll tell the interrogators, all right.
Said Lapino.
I like the
Taking her
character
would
design. They look
change the
neat.
game, all right.
It's unique. Oh, it's already done. Huh. Alright. Well, if that's the case, let's check out the other path while we're still doing this. Not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more meat, but we do have another path to take. This is gonna be PS4 and PC. You could get this on Steam, where they'll have keyboard and mouse support and options.
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur.
Well, we get to see
And
this
now
again.
3 Raven
Can't
scout
skip
ships
it.
were chasing him. Where are you running, rebel? Cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. Just going out for milk? Renato yelled back. Where can you run? Laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job.
Take us
Looks
to
like
the
the next
rebel
bastion.
base.
Yeah, I
and
can
we'll
see that
spare
comparison.
your life.
It cawed. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond
I also
that,
don't know how
were
sound
only
is
the
balanced
pillars of
because
heaven.
this game is kind of loud in
Sea
my
of
ear.
Endless blood-colored tornadoes.
Bad, weird
The rebellion
headphones.
was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game changer. Maybe he could.
Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
So since we already saved Lapino a while ago, let's see what this Sky Ripper is. Rebellion was out of time to get an ancient artifact, defeated the lost gods.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent
King
Emperor had buried its
Frog.
pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
Yeah, the Mad King is a
As he
typical
set foot in the
JRPG trope. I'm not surprised to
Renato
see
could
it.
not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lapino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive.
I wonder what happens if I go
Why
this
had
way?
he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Ah, interesting. They actually make you wonder why you're taking the other path. That seems a little problematic. They might need to look at this in development.
That ought to be enough for a proper sword, he thought.
Now, where's the workshop on this level? I wouldn't say it's dark. It's more of a gray zone, kind of like if you ever played The Witcher. They're constantly that game that makes you constantly guess what decisions you make. And this game works the same way. It doesn't say you're a monster for choosing this path. It says, why did you take this path? Do you know something we don't? Oh well, let's continue the story. I believe that's progress, so let's see what the other thing is. Oh, you mean... Oh yeah, the I hope they don't eat him alive? Yeah, that's a little dark. I think it kind of fits though, considering the nature of the characters of the game being predators
Wonder what I
and
could
prey.
make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
You could, I don't know, make a sword. Hopefully I'll get to a workbench before I fight anything.
Kill the rebel!
Caught one, Raven.
Eat the rebel!
Caught another.
There we go. So if you get a counterattack, you could basically two-shot someone after that. However, you get left really open if you do a counter. So you have to time them really tight. I like the look of this level though. This looks cool. Like, I thought it was just a mining zone, but apparently it's got a lot more to it.
Hoped his hook didn't break.
Ah, here we go. Now we see the grappling hook in effect.
Well, no sense collecting more materials. It was time to make something pointy.
I'd love to, but I don't know where to go for that. Oh, we saw this in the other part a while ago, but these are search sentries, and they, might spook if we try to get to them, but if you use the grappling hook, you could turn them into steak. Oh god, they mess.
Bet you never saw that coming.
They'll mess you up if you, get caught. I thought it just alerted enemies. No, it just kills you.
Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
Interesting. Is this a sort of Metroidvania thing where you have to have the right missiles for the door? It is!
Ooh, what's there?
That's pretty cool. Part of me wants to go back and see what's in the other path. I have to check that out. It's that inkling in your head where you think, is this the right way? I should probably check out the other way to see if there's treasure. Easy.
Huh? That was new.
Oh,
Most people
shit.
still use doorknobs.
I think I'm locked in.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls?
When does this game
The Sky
release?
Ripper could
Supposedly
destroy
a week from
anything
now.
it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
Yeah, this demo that we're playing right now is something that they had in PAX. So, I wouldn't say it's completely reflecting the, final release for PC, but I would say maybe hopefully have a powerful computer.
It wasn't his fault. They looked so breakable.
I do like this gating system. This is neat.
Hero wall, hero sword. Ice wall, ice cube.
Alright, who's coming from where? Come on. Ah, shit. Come on, pal.
Come over here.
Ooh, they even have
Renato
backstabs.
felt new
Nice.
powers ready to blossom within him, or something.
Huh. They were keeping apples in that table.
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
So last time we did speed, let's see, attacking immediately when the perfect attack hits to land a perfect strike. Okay, so the moment I hit something, I could go in for a bonus strike if I time it right. Let's see if I could get that going.
Missed his old skills. He welcomed them back like he was at a reunion.
That requires Void Blade, which I don't have. I mean, if this game has like backtracking and stuff across a wide map, that'd be really cool. Because it definitely seems like I have to have swords here that I don't have. Oh, shit. I'm good at stealth, really. See?
Didn't your mother tell you it's rude to stare? Snapped Renato, a little smug.
Get some of that healing factor in. Not a powerful heal, though. Full bar only got me, what? A little over 50 health? Oh, shit. I can't sneak in there either. Can I... There we go. Come on, Hook. Ooh, man, I gotta work on... They gotta work on that Hook aiming. Yeah, it definitely seems like they're looking to implement a sort of backtracking for, you know, getting secrets and stuff. Who knows if it's going to be New Game Plus or just into the game model where you're going to backtrack. I would personally prefer the latter. I would personally prefer the latter over the former because blocking stuff behind a New Game Plus always felt weird to me. Perfect strikes are pretty hard to land. Doesn't seem like Perfect Strike has a, you know, the punch I was hoping it would have. It seems like it's a little extra, but not enough to make it worth doing. It's probably better to just, you know, parry or do a grapple stun.
Ah, a puzzle. Renato loved puzzles. Except when he couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
This is a very good point, narrator. Let's see what this has.
See? With enough leverage, you could go anywhere.
Simple. Either that or I'm just extremely lucky. Hang on a second, I'm gonna scratch my head.
See? That wasn't so hard.
I know it. I've solved puzzles harder than this. No level up, unfortunately. That looks like progress. Let's not... Actually, no, this is... It was hidden behind a puzzle, so it must be good. Ah, no, it was progress.
There it was. Sky Ripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Sky Ripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
So this is... It looks like no matter what, we're going to end up at the same forks, which seems... I kind of wish it was a little bit more varied. Like, I kind of wish had I gone down this path, or one path, in the other path, one of these wouldn't be available. Because right now it looks like it's kind of a convergence of forks. And it could also be a beta. They probably just prepared this ahead of time to show off, you know, gameplay, engine, what have you. Hopefully they'll change on the new build.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
Cool. So, as I mentioned before, this is a preview build displayed at PAX. Interesting game. A lot of neat little mechanics, though I'd have to see where this fully goes before I make a you know, committed decision. But I've liked what I've seen so far. This is interesting. I just hope that when the main game comes out, the gameplay engine's a little bit more optimized, and keyboard and mouse support is pretty good. Because those are the two things that are going to make this or break this game for me. Hopefully it's not just, you know, a console game hastily ported to the PC without any thought to it. But we'll see where this goes. So yeah, thanks for watching this preview build.